Hamish and Dev, we're talking about trading up, right, Dev?
Yep. Change in family position or got bigger family, school zones.
A lot of reasons. Oh, we just want to show off.
Probably.
You want to show you got the goods. You want to show people. So how do you go about it? We're gonna get into that. Lot simpler than you think, right? If we just first of all work through the options and the pros and cons.
Yeah. So the basics we're gonna cover is probably when you're thinking about can I buy and then sell, or buy first and sell later. So that's called open bridging finance. So we're just going to talk about that.
Yeah, so this is only available at some banks, right? But what it does is it usually gives you 6 months usually, Dave?
Mm-hmm.
So it means you've got finance approved, which allows you to buy this one,
yeah,
and then sell this one within 6 months after moving in. Big risk with that
is you have two mortgages at the same time.
So the holding costs are more. Hopefully you've got more savings. But the other thing is you don't know what you've sold for yet.
Yeah, and interest rates and other things as well in the meantime.
Well, that as well. You're not fully aware, but I think if you sell for way less than you were expecting,
yeah,
it could be a bit painful. So that's one way, right? Let's look at the other option, which is, let's say you sell with a late settlement date. So you sell first, and then you quickly try and buy. So if you sell with a late settlement date, say 3 months or 2 months, and then you've got to try and buy in between. There's a couple of good things about this. Obviously,
less risk
because you know what you sold for, right? However, the painful part here is if you can't align these dates exactly, then you might need a hotel room or Airbnb for a while and storage. So this is another option.
One other key thing is the settlement dates. You gotta make sure that the one you're buying and selling aligns.
If you can, if you can align it, then obviously that's ideal.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you might need some alternative backup plans. You could flip it the other way around. You know what, Dev? You could flip it the other way around, which is you actually buy. You buy first, and then with a late settlement, and then you try and sell in the meantime. Now that is quite risky.
Yeah, and especially in this market. So the basics you need to understand is that with a real estate agent to see what you could sell for, factor the cost, their fees, lawyer's fee, and how much cash you have in your pocket after that.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So I think some key fundamentals here to know either option you choose. Do your homework in terms of actual sales that are happening right now, okay? Because sometimes some of the professionals you talk to that are involved in buying and selling, they don't always give you an accurate read. So look at the actual sales in the last few weeks or the last 4 months, couple of months for the one you're trying to sell, but also the next one that you're trying to buy. So that's tip number 1. Just do your homework on your sales. Tip number 2.
Get in touch with us.
Exactly. Get your pre-approval before you sell, right? You don't want to end up in a situation where you sold your house and, hey, we can't get you
the amount you're looking for.
Yeah, so we want to make sure that it's nice and safe. We get an approval that says, you know what, you can go shopping once you've sold your one as a condition. So we can get that early on, or if it's a bridging finance, then the approval looks a bit different, but achieves the same goal, which is a written confirmation that we've got your back.
In addition to that is also, you know what sort of repayments you will be looking at. You're both mortgages at the same time.
Yes, it's good to look at the repayments at different interest rates as well, at a range, because you might, as you're doing these, you might not be locking in the rate straight away. So it might be later on that you actually lock in.
And some banks, the key third point is basically some banks may be able to give you the same amount of mortgage or the same interest that you currently hold, as long as you settle on the same date. That's not with all the banks, but some banks do
True.
allow that option.
That's a good point.
So if
Yeah,
you
you
locked
can
in for a
transfer. You can do
transfer
a
your
security
existing-
swap. Yeah. Good point there. But hey, thanks for watching. Hopefully that's been insightful. And yeah,
Give us a call.
yeah.